let's do a little bundle Rooski, Corey.
Bundle Rooski.
Let's get some of these questions that are fairly adjacent to one another answered. Hayden Walton, wake up, fellow Noles. Even with the loss, at least we can say we're still FSU. As you guys mentioned on Monday, great game for Fitzy and the Panthers.
That's right.
We got a lot of questions about, like, is there a number, a magic number for Norvell holding on to his job here? So Hayden says, what are the key win totals for the season as a whole to determine Mike's future? Example, if they go 6-7 or worse, he's 100% fired. If they win they're 7-6, 50% chance of firing. If they end up going 10-3, there's a 0% chance of firing. Jarenol 1518. Would you keep Norvell for next year if the following conditions were met this year? If they finish 8-4 or better, the second part, if the strong finish is in large part due to promising young players, we'll talk about that later in the pod, Corey. These are good questions, but our guy XDQ004, he's an Omega man. He got boxed out a few weeks ago when he asked one of these bundled questions and we went with somebody else. So these other ones might have been more eloquent, but our guy, he's back. We're going to put his question up on the board and we're going to have the cameras turned on. Our guy XDQ004 again asks, or rather states, Corey, if I could find the question on my screen.
I'll be honest with you, that looks pretty eloquent to me, Aslan. You made it sound like his wasn't eloquent, but that looks like an eloquent question.
Well, I meant more so like me trying to find my spot on the screen.
Oh, okay, got it.
So XDQ004 says, Corey, I expected us to be where we are, but I can say that though we are 3-3, this is worlds better than last year. This just looks different. It's one of the reasons why I believe that the administration has not considered firing Mike Norvell. My question is, if we finish this year with all the losses being single-digit competitive games, would that be enough for you to want to give him another year? Cameras are on. Give us some juice, Corey, please.
Look at this. Look at this. This is for all of y'all. Just
watch the video, everybody. Corey must have busted out some
the pythons, the 14-inch pythons.
My goodness, man. Our guy, he's feeling strong and powerful because CumminsLifestyle is here, everybody. Give them a follow on Instagram. The Cummins own and line of products. It's portable, reliable power, whether it's handheld, right? Like a portable power station or a portable generator, or it's in your vehicle, whether it's a vessel on the open seas or your RV. You want quiet, reliable power. Cummins has been doing it for over 100 years. I haven't looked at the stock price recently because I just get depressed that I didn't buy it, 2 years ago when we started doing this whole thing. I didn't believe in us, Corey. I didn't believe in ourselves enough.
Yep, you blew it.
But check out CumminsLifestyle. There's a Nole behind the operation that's supporting us, so we do appreciate it. You don't have to buy anything. Just go there. But, ultimately, if you need portable power, buy a Cummins generator. So, Corey, Hayden's question was really good, too, but Hayden's been around only a short time, so I didn't want to box XDQ004 out. I mean, the season feels like it could potentially spiral, but you think about, all right, what if they finish 8-4? Like, what if they just lose to Clemson, win the rest of them out? That would be hard to be like, get rid of this bum. But then you start thinking about, well, if they lose to Wake or if they lose like 3 more games, like what is the lines, the limitations, do you think? And I guess to Derek's point there, if everything is competitive, is that enough to make you want to run it back?
No, it's not enough, but I think it comes into the I think it comes into the calculus of whether you're going to fire him or not. Like, look, right now, Aslan, you could make a genuine case that Florida State is probably 3 or 4 plays from being 5-1. Jerry Wilson intercepts the pass at Virginia. Deuce actually holds on to the ball the first time against Virginia in double overtime. Maybe he doesn't get hurt on that 4-yard screen pass that he caught in the first half against Pitt. A lot of Deuce things, but if you're literally 3 or 4 plays away, maybe you could make the argument you're 2 plays away from being 5-1. So it can never just be about. It can't just be a simple black and white number. It really does matter, like what it looks like. If you go and win, if you lose to Clemson 31-30 because you fumbled 5 times, or they do something crazy, they hit a Hail Mary, and you lose to Florida because something else crazy happens, and you literally go like 7-5, and all 5 losses are by 1 score, I don't know, man. That to me, that says you're 9 plays away from being 10 or 11 wins and in the playoffs. So you are close. So if you want to look at it that way, the other way to look at it is like there shouldn't be a world where the Pitt game is coming down to 1 play. The Virginia game, you have more talent. You spend a lot more money than they do. That game should not come down to 1 play. If y'all had been ready to play to start the game, it wouldn't have come down to some play in double overtime. So there are multitude ways to look at this. I do think the team is much, much better than it was last year. I think it's improved greatly. I think it does look different. It couldn't look any worse. I think the offense is coached well, even though it has some limitations. And it's hard to know what Tony White is because he doesn't. That defense has some limitations. So, yes, I could see. I could not see them going like 4-8 in all 8 games or 1-loss games, and you get to keep your job. But I could see them going 7-5 in all games or 1-loss games, and you get to keep your job. 1 possession games, 1-score losses, 1 possession games. If you lose 5 times and they're all within a touchdown, I mean, you could see where you're like, okay, if we could bring these guys back intact and they could, go from losing big or losing small to winning small, all of a sudden you're looking at what could be a fun season next year.
Kind of reminds me of Scott Frost a little bit. I was listening to you with one ear, but I was putting both my eyes on my screen. So he was 5-22 in 1 possession games, 1-score games in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Now, that's a much bigger sample size than the 2 games that we're talking about this season. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, if they lose a 1 possession game in Raleigh and Clemson and in Gainesville, I don't know. I don't think we'll look at it. I can see a world, to your point, Corey, where you're like, man, just if Tommy's healthy, if he's a little more durable this time around next year or whatever, a little more comfortable, maybe he's protecting himself a little better, then like, let's go for it. But
or me, how about this, Aslan? What if Tommy does get hurt against Wake and Sperry has to come in and he plays the last 4 or 5 games of the season and has some freshman moments, but looks like the future? But you lose at Florida 31-28. You lose at Clemson 29-26 or something, but he looks good in the process. Is that enough for you? Because I feel like Florida did that with their hotshot freshman quarterback last year, and that didn't work out for them at all.
Yeah.
But, there are so many ways this season could go, even more than just if they win or lose the game. I know I'm kind of couching it or qualifying. I don't care. It does matter how it looks. It matters how it looks. You can't just go, if you're just going to go straight wins and losses in L's, well, he needs to be gone now. It's 8 straight ACC losses. It just is. But there are reasons, and they are much better than they were last year. And if that matters to the people that make these decisions, then if he could find a way to win some of these games and not go 4-8, because again, like I say, if he goes 4-8, it doesn't matter if he loses all of the next 5 by 1 point. He's done. But if you go 7-5 and all 5 of your losses are close losses, well, you and then you compare that to what you were last year, well, then that's a huge upgrade. It's a huge improvement. It's just not where you want to be,
though, right? Corey,
I know.
Last year was so easy to improve upon, right? Like
correct. He set himself up so low that it wasn't even a bar to clear at all.
Which is, again, like that's from yesterday. That's what makes like what Signetti's doing that much more impressive. Is that like yeah, I mean, what he inherited to do what he did last year is incredible. But like, yeah, there's nowhere to go but up. But you felt like they hit their head on a ceiling. But he's like, nope, I found an extra gear. Yeah, I mean, I get you're right, man. Like there is nuance to this, but I don't think I'd be in the camp that would say like they're 1 possession games. Let's give them some more time. Like I'm reasonable. Like if they go 5-1, if they finish 8-4, it would be hard for me to come on this show and be really sincere and honest and be like, they got to get rid of this guy. Like I think that's reasonable, man. They go 8-4, you finish 5-1 on the season, even if it's a loss to Clemson or even a loss in Gainesville to an interim staff, that would sting.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, all right, man, I get it. Again, to our earlier point in the show, if he takes maybe a little bit of a price reduction again on his salary, then man, if they lose 2 more, I mean, I know that sounds crazy. Well, 1 more, 2 more, like what's such a big deal, Aslan? But because
what if the second one is on a Hail Mary?
Well, man, again, you've found ways to not win 1 possession games. You've done things to make yourself be in so many 1 possession games.
Well, and I would say this too.
You should have pulled away from Virginia.
Yeah.
You should have pulled away from Pitt if you were a good team.
Right. Right. And you can make those arguments till you're blue in the face. I think most college football losses these days are probably going to be one possession games. So that's not just a good excuse to keep someone. And I do think that also we're not talking about year 2. We're talking about year 6, and we're talking about coming off 2-10. So you don't get any benefit of the doubt anymore. And while I would agree that if you go 7-5 or 6-6 and all those losses are one possession games, you literally could pick a play here, and you're like, man, we're 8 plays away from being in the playoff. It's like, okay, but you didn't make those plays, and you're coming off 2-10, and you have no benefit of the doubt. It's done. You just don't. So and there's no guarantee that you're going to all of a sudden start winning these games next year. That's the issue. There's no guarantee that it gets better just because you were close. There isn't. So, but we're not gonna have to worry about Aslan because they're going to win out, and they're going to be the fashion pick to get the playoffs after they rip off these next 6 straight wins and get to 9-3 with a win over Alabama. And you just point to that little gap and say, hey, we only lost to Pitt because our whole starting offense was out. The committee puts them in there with a 9-3 record.
If Disney or Pixar did an animated movie with a generator, a Cummins own generator, it would have to be voiced by Corey because he's reliable and he's been doing this thing for a long time.
Amen.
Not maybe 100 years, but he knows what he's talking about.
I look it. Except with these guns.
Check it out on Instagram, CumminsLifestyle. It's all one word. Give it a follow.